Hello guys, it's NoFragLimit here from the Octagon again. I will be recording another game of Warhammer 40k Conquest, this time in online tournament called Jesters Masquerade. I will be facing Azimov in the third round. Azimov, so far, he won his last two games, same as me. We have a full set of points and we both will try to stay on top of the tournament table. Really, so it may be a really interesting game. As you see, he intend to play Nazdreg with orcs, and I'm about to play Tyranids with the subject Omega Warlord. My synapse choice for today, it's the Apoca synapse from the previous release, the Broodlord. Broodlord basically as a reaction allows you to infest the planet. After you infest the planet, you can infest the adjacent planet and draw a card, and it's once per phase. So whenever you infest, you can do it a few times around. It's really okay. Obviously the gene stealers are all about the infestation, really. The ambush mechanism with the gene stealer unit, which you can deploy during combat, is really cool. But there's something which you may not be aware of. The Jesters Masquerade tournament have its own rules for each and second round, and round number 3 have the rule of Pledge of Loyalty. That's basically forcing you to deploy pledge support or pledge card as your first action of the deploy phase. The way it works that you need to really look for your pledge card in your deck and add it to your hand by randomly discarding one of those cards and shuffle, obviously. So my choice of the pledge, it's actually very simple. I think it works the best with the Broodlord and with the Gene Stealer as well. It's the High Fleet Leviathan, which says the reduced damage dealt by the area effect to 1. But most importantly, reaction. After you deploy this support, infest the target planet. So in all, idea is then instant infestation that you are getting from deploying the support, and obviously by praying the Bloodlord synapse, I am getting 2 instant infestations straight away on the beginning of the game, which I found very useful. Azimov here, he's playing a proxy card as the Orc Pledge cards. Haven't been released yet, but it's all okay to play them in a tournament, especially before this round. The Apoca announced that we can really include them by sharing the proper images of the new cards that will be released shortly. That's the Orc Pledge called WAG Arberts. Now this pledge, when you deploy an attachment, exhaust this support to deal 1 damage to attached unit and reduce its cost by 1. So basically it works a little bit like ambush platform, with that difference that you are actually adding the damage to your unit, but then you are allowed to rally or search, rally, and 6 card for the attachment to add it to your hand. So for every attachment that you're adding to your unit, you are adding a damage, and then you can really look for another attachment. So it's kind of interesting mechanism. I'm really looking forward to see. I obviously kept my hands, so the first reaction will be the contamination convoys after your phase begins until the end of the phase. When an enemy army unit enters place at the planet, put the Termagant token into play at the same planet and infest it. So it's a really cool card on the beginning, opening card for whatever deployment that my opponent will choose to do. So I will infest and put a token right there. And so it's really cool stuff. I actually did it before the pledge card as it's a reaction, so I do not have the deploy action as of yet. It's still the Azimov turn, as this is his initiative. So he obviously needs to deploy his proxy support. He's using a copy of Mork Grade Heap, but obviously this is the WAG Arberts thing, which discount the attachments. It needs to be exhausted, so it actually allows you to trigger only once per round. Okay, so it's a bit limited, it's not super crazy. but it's still cool. I'm pretty sure the build of the deck, the Azimov deck, may be really different, but I'm looking forward to what kind of cards he added to his collection. Now, obviously, I am deploying my pledge card as I'm forced to do so as a first action, and as the reaction of that deployment from the pledge, I'm allowed to infest the planet. And I'm kind of thinking here, what is the best infestation I can really get? And as you see on my hand already, I have two really useful cards for all the infestation mechanism, and most importantly, Reign of the Mycetic Spores. You can be attached to the planet, and whenever headquarter phase, I can use the action to infest, or if that planet and all the adjacent planet are infested, I'm getting 2 resources. Really good card for the beginning. I'm pretty sure I should be infesting the planets at the end. So let's say this planet, and then as the reaction of the Warlord, after you infest the planet, draw a card and infest the adjacent planet. So I'm thinking, yeah, at the back, really, that's where I'll be placing my attachment for the planets to gain some resource. I'm setting myself for the long game, and I draw the card, and which, luckily for me, meant to be a lethal toxin sacs. So signature attachment with 3 shields, really useful stuff. I think this attachment is actually the best signature card that the Subject Omega have in his deck. A war gear that gives you +3 attack, -1 HP, but it could be actually deployed from this card, so you can really use it as a shield, and then in the next round or in the same round you can bring it back in action. So really cool stuff. First deployment from my opponent will be the Nazdreg flash kits on the first planet. It's his initiative, so it's a kind of really good choice. He will definitely use that initiative to start gaining those planet icons from the very beginning. It's okay. As the reaction of the contaminated convoys, I will deploy that token and I will infest the planet. So 3 planets infested before I even managed to deploy the first unit. It's really cool. Drassy, Strain, Broodlord can only do it once per phase, so I need to really wait for another phase to try to copy his ability. I'm thinking now, I have 5 resources. I am not going to go for this super heavy elite unit, because I think more I would gain playing for the economy, really. So the most importantly, I think it will be to deploy that attachment to the planets first. We just would like to clarify the rules about the pledge cards as well. They are the support that couldn't be destroyed. They cannot be targeted as well. That's very important. So you see, I have this emergent cultist on my hand. Emergent cultist, whenever they enter the game, they can exhaust the enemy's support. Now, the exhaust on this orc support does matter, really. It could change the reaction, but I just reminding myself in Azimov that the pledge cards cannot be targeted and cannot be destroyed. Okay, once everything was cleared, we could go back into the game, so I can really do my deployments. And the real deploy action I will take, it will be the Reign of Mycetic Spores, a limited card that you can attach to the planet. I will obviously put it as far away as possible, which is the planet number 5. And it's infested already. Planet number 4 is infested, so possibly if my opponent wouldn't manage to take those infestations away, I will get 2 resources straight away. So really good, great thing. Okay, I can see already Azimov is about to trigger his pledge card support, which means that he's deploying the attachment with reduced cost of 1, dealing damage to his unit, which means to be a rocket launcher. So the Nazdreg flash kits are ranged. they're getting 1 damage, and he searches 6 cards for another attachment, which is the huge chain chopper. Oh shit, that Nazdreg flash kit will be very dangerous in a second. I am about to have a problem on the first planet. Ranged unit with the chain chopper, really. Chain chopper is actually a cool card that suits excellent the signature Nazdreg unit, because it doesn't allow you to ready yourself between the combat rounds or combat turns, but obviously the flash gates, they have this ability to ready themselves and deal 1 damage, so possibly 4 attack more on range twice as an instant killer. I'm really thinking what to play differently now to avoid that first planet for any cost, really. So I decided to deploy the Saculum Infestors. Now this support allows me to take a bonus of the infested planet. So whenever the planet is infested, I'm allowed to take the card or resource bonus of that planet. Now another deployment from my opponent is Enraged Orc 05 Brutal on plan number 4. So he's going for the resources. Wonder what does he have in his hand. He still have 2, but obviously he needs some of them. It's interesting. Okay, I'm thinking I have been left with 2 resources. Obviously I have only those Termagant tokens as the effect of the infestations, really nothing else. I should be deploying this cultists, but I'm just thinking like what it's the most comfortable support for myself, comfortable position for myself to support now my command game. Obviously that flash gates isn't really dangerous on itself, as long as Nazdreg is away, it's okay. With the Nazdreg, obviously, he's really powerful, as he's gaining a brutal ability. For each damage on him, he can gain instant free attack and then repeat with 4. It's too dangerous, but without Nazdreg, it's really okay. So I'm thinking, if he's trying to gain the economy from the plan number 4, I probably should deploy the unit over there as well, just to gain the tidy command. Do not let him to get those resources, and try to reconsider for him to reconsider this commitment with his warlord. Do not go on plan number 1 and just try to target plan number 4 instead. So we still have 2 resources left. I do not know what's going to happen after, but I really need to make that decision now. I cannot delay it by anything now. So the emergent cultists, they also are getting 1 HP point for whenever they press the present on the infested planet. So they would be free, not the weakest unit against the Nazdreg or the Enraged Orc. If the Nazdreg would land on plan number 4, I will be obviously targeting Nazdreg directly, not the Enraged Orc. So I'm not scared of that duel. And I'm thinking that wouldn't do me any harm. And yeah, if the Nazdreg will go off the first planet and go for the planet number 4, that's already, that's already the gain I could possibly get by that move. So yes, I will do that, try to execute that plan. So 1 additional HP point marker on that unit. And back to my opponent's turn. I give him enough time, I think, to think about what he wants to do. He has 2 resources left, so he is able to deploy another cheap unit if he have, like, let's say, anything really. I don't know how many attachments he's running in his deck. I can definitely think of at least 15. That's it. Gold digging mine, that's the pledge card he has. So rocket launcher is the first one. Let's see what else is in his collection. I'm pretty sure he can add something to that Enraged Orc still, to change the way I was thinking about that battle on plan number 4. the sad thing is that he exactly knows that the contaminated convoys are in play, and he will not allow me to infest plant 3 or plant number 2, as I could possibly trigger the Saculum infestors. So yes, he decided to put the card in reserve on plant number 3. That's even more mysterious. I don't know what kind of attachment, deep strike attachment orcs could really run over there. It doesn't tell me anything, so he hides the information from me, really. I have 0 resources, so I cannot really do anything now. I don't see that. Yeah, I couldn't really do anything, truly. So I'm done. Azimov is done as well, so we will go for the commitment, and this commitment looks really okay. So he does have 1 resource in the 3 cards left. I am actually considering this commitment. It's so obvious the plan number 1 is just too strong for me to commit. Like, it's so obvious that Nazdreg could go there and I will be absolutely obliterated, absolutely smashed with that double ranged hit. And then Nazdreg's hit, he will actually manage to hit for 7 and 2 for 9 before I will be able to respond. So really not the best choice for me, and I think that could possibly even change the Azimov plans. He may be too sure of himself, and he may to go on that plan number 4 just to get this command. Or, as he plays the card on plan number 3 in Deep Strike, that could be potential securing action for the future actions, and he will try to trigger the ability. The plan number 3 ability says that you are allowed to put for free a unit, non-elite unit, on the last planet or in a UHQ, so he can really use it as a spawn machine. He made his decision already. I'm still thinking if he's gonna go with Nazdreg. I'm literally in trouble, really in trouble. So the only way I can do it is to send both Warlord and Synapse to do not let him get those 2 cards. I have 3 Shielder, so this is the only insurance that I can really drag along, and only because of that 3 Shielder I decided to go on plan number 1. It gives me the confidence that I am able to avoid the being bloodied, and I will able to finish off that Nazdreg Gids. And that Nazdreg Gids, plan number 5, wow, okay, so I am totally surprised by his commitment. I commit both units to plan number 1, which gives me the advantage in the command. He's getting 1 resource for 5th planet. I am getting 2 cards for the 1st planet. And probably why he did go for plan number 5 is purely because of that infestation token. He don't want me to get those 2 resources in the headquarter phase. So he wants to clear the infestation to do not let me to get the economy boost. Wow, okay, I drew 2 cards, and they all actually, both my copies of Digestion Pool just went into my hand. Not really great news, but it's still good to have 1, really, so I won't be really complaining. I have 3 planets infested already. That could be very helpful to get it in the early stage, so I will take that and swallow the fact that I drawn 2 straight away. No actions in a command, so we go in battle. Obviously, it's my initiative as I took it off with the Warlord, but the Nazdreg flash kits are arranged. But now, without Nazdreg being present, it's only actually 2 attack, repetitive twice, so it's not so bad. I could take 2 damage and shield the 2nd time with my attachment. So yes, I will be able to kill that unit, I think. And ability of the 1st planet allows you to move the unit into HQ and then add for the rest of the game 2 attack and 2 HP. So I needed to go here. I really needed to do not allow Azimov to boost that ranged unit even more than it is. because for the future he will just completely block my commitments, because Nazdreg flash kits, they can make themselves ready at any point, so that will be too dangerous. I think that commitment for me was very important to perform, and I am really happy that he didn't secure that with his warlord. So we have both no actions. It's his attack first. He attacks for 2 on my synapse, and I think I would take that damage because he made to ready himself. Yes, he do. So he did ready himself. He will try to kill my synapse straight away, which possibly could be a good gain. But unfortunately, that he didn't know, I have this free shoulder, and I will definitely use it right now. So he's been left on 2 damage, and I have actually combined 4 attacks. Pretty sure I'll be able to kill it off. So all good. Azimov have no actions, so I would definitely strike here, and I will choose to strike with the small guys first. To do not let the 2 shoulders to block me, or if there's 2 shoulders are in play, then yeah, 1 attack from the synapse, and copy of the outflank is the shield. Okay, he might have enough shields to block me off. Is he gonna discard all his cards? I don't know. I'll attack again with Termagant Token. That adds another damage to his unit. And ready, I'm attacking for 2 with my warlord. He decided to put it in his graveyard. So, okay, cool. The flash gates have been killed. I can trigger the planned ability of Ironforge. You may move an army unit to HQ. The army unit gets in HQ gets +2/+2. So I would take this HP marker down to put the attack markers first on top, and then the HP markers on the bottom, which makes more sense. It's 2/2 actually, because that one went away. It's only when he's on the infested planet. So good. First icon for me, green icon. I took it in the enemy's initiative, so that's always a good move to steal the planet in an enemy initiative. It always gives you this flexibility of the next commitments, or really making your game plan for the future very flexible, and to decide where you were about to, set your stronghold. So Nazdreg on the 5th planet will trigger the plan ability and draw 3 cards. Okay, so he actually used all those shields to discard the cards he didn't need, and now he drew another 3 copies, 3 cards. So I see where he came from. I, as a HQ action, infested the planet back as he cleared infestation. I tried here to infest another planet, but I forgot completely that that needs to be a adjacent planet to the infested, so I kind of went too fast over here. Azimov already reminded me that it was a mistake from my side, so I need to take a card back and just take the infestation back as well. So the only thing I can do is to react with that Cyclone Infestors to take the 1 resource for infesting the plan number 5, which is actually okay. I'm not going to be complaining about that. I think that's it for the first round. I do not have any actions. My opponent is okay as well, so we will end the turn and go for turn number 2. Just keep it flipped. My OCD strikes again. Okay. Right, so as you see, I am getting another copy of the Round of the Spores, so that's really good to have 2 of them on the very beginning. It's absolutely wow. So I will be definitely setting myself for the long game. The longer they will be there working for me, the longer I will get the advantage in the economy, and I will just try to overwhelm him. And also Imgrove Factor, the Genestealer attachment that could possibly came into the play from the discard on infested planets, that creates a possibility of really messing it around. The problem is that if I want to deploy the digestion pool, I'll drop my resources to 4. I can still put the Imgrowth Gene Stealers for free on the infested planet and do the spores. So I wouldn't be able to deploy that unit on the plan number 1 or plan number 2. Now plan number 2, that's a planet of my interest because it's the second green icon. But for now I will just deploy the attachment on the planet and see what my opponent will do. I secured myself for the infestation. The beautiful thing is when you have 2 of those attachments on the planets, you can decide which one strikes first. So you go with the infestation on plan number 5, and then you trigger the number 4, which allows you to take 2 resources because 3 and 5 are infested as well. Okay, there's a action from Azimov, bigger is better. Reduce the cost of deploy unit by 2 and deal 1 damage. And he decided to use it on the Herald of the Wag. Now Herald of the Wag is the new unit, a poker unit that as a deploy reaction after the unit enters place, resolve the battle of this planet. Only actions of the deploy phase are allowed and the planet cannot be captured. So wow, he used this big ass beta to completely surprise me really, and he's about to trigger the battle on the planet where I have completely nothing. So, and he will use his ability to put in a play for free an unit from his discard, a non-land unit, which is the Nazdreg Splash Kits. A really good move, and that allows him to get the advantage in the commands really. So wow, I am thrilled, a little bit overwhelmed by that command right now. I could expect a lot of small units from Nazdregs here with those attachments, but this is not going the way I wanted. Okay, I consider myself pretty lucky drawing all those cards, but they really need to work out. I need to start really getting some cards if I need the units really to start using the Gene Stealer abilities and start popping off from nowhere. So I will play safe. I will play this attachment on my unit that will allow me in the future to pay in order to boost the HP or attack by 2 for every single resource. So this unit needs to survive. I need to place the attachment right now if I'm not going to go for the planet which is not infested. So he tried to deploy an attachment, but he put it back. So chain chopper, he decided to change his mind, and he deployed the Morkenhout Recuperator. Wow. So this unit, after resolve the attack, deal 1 unpreventable damage to a unit on this planet. If that unit is destroyed by this effect, rally 6 cards for an attachment and attach it to this unit. Wow. So I see he's basically waiting for some small units to be finished by this 1 unpreventable damage and start digging some attachments. Really cool. That unit doesn't have any limitations to that, so it works really well. And if the attachments are really there, it could be really interesting. So I have this in my discard, and I'm about to think what I could really do here. Now, I shouldn't be deploying the digestion pool, so I will just wait for it and finish my actions. And Azimov decided to reduce the cost of the support, and this is actually a chaos support, Corn Chain X. He decides to put it with reduced cost, deal 1 damage to the unit on the first planet, add it to give us another 2 attack, and look for the 6 cards. Unfortunately, he didn't found anything with that surge, so he needs to stay on 1 attachment. Oh no, he Okay, so this is not from the lookout, this is just the card he put in reserve. So possibly it's not the attachment, or some tricky orc unit. Now I'm thinking, this is it, really. I cannot really do much more. At this point, I need some cards, and I need them really quick. I'm thinking, planet number 1 have this effect of infestations, like this planet could give me a possible reaction to planet number 5, where I could get those 2 cards from the Saculum Infestor support. He's finished his actions and he's thinking about his commitment as well, but I'm just really baffled here. This is a really tough choice. He has 2 cards and no resources. I have enough resources to play, but not to deploy my units. So the only way I can get out of it and try to surprise my opponent is to go for plan number 3. And he decides to go for plan number 1. He's not going to make the same mistake that he did before to give me any credit. But this time I avoided the fight and I go safely for plan number 3, and with my synapse for plan number 5 to negate that income with cards on his side. So I am getting 2 resources and he is getting 2 cards and 2 resources. So in his advantage, really. All that action, I think for myself, I could really go for plan number 2 as well, but I didn't want to give him that 2 resources, so it's fine as it is. I may not have any actions in the command really, so he does not have any as well. We go for the battle, plan number 1. I don't think I have anything before his deep strike, so he can really do it. Let's see what he's all about to do. Okay, so he decided to deal 1 damage to 5 of my units on this planet. Obviously the tokens, they gonna go back, and 1 damage onto my warlord and my cultists. I'm just thinking he didn't do the deep strike, so okay, he didn't meant to do it, so he sent it back to discard. Okay, that's cool. Alright. So he gained a red icon and a blue icon. Red icons, I can see possibly the next planet is red, and the 3rd planet now is red as well. Possibly his victory condition could be secured if he's going to win the next battle. I need to be very careful, it's going to be his initiative. But let's resolve planet number 3 before that. Enraged Orc, he really gets the attack before I will make myself ready, and for all those hits I'll place on him, he will survive. Now, if I will decide to deploy my Imgro Gene Stealers, they will have 6 attack, as the Warlord is pleasant. They're getting to +2 from the Warlord. So all I can count for is that my opponent doesn't have 2 Shielder card, so I will be able to take over the Enraged Orc before he's going to be able to respond. So I'm setting the attack value on 6. The Azimov says, well, cool. So I'm guessing he doesn't have that 2 shielding cards, which is good. So I'm attacking for 6, and Enraged Orc dies. Okay, that was really cool. I would say essential. A little bit shame that I didn't have that digestion pool deployed. I could really do it before, my mistake, but well, it's too late to say that. I will exhaust this unit for the future battle to avoid it being ready for the next strike, and see if I will be able to come here and take that green icon down. Now, Azimov does not have any actions, so I almost forgot about my attachments on the planet. So first, I will infest planet number 2 from that attachment. Planet number 5, sorry. And as the infested planet had been done, I can trigger the support to draw 2 cards from the income of that planet, which gave me 2 units. That's really great. and then I can trigger this attachment and ask this planet and the two adjacent planets are infested, are gonna gain 2 resources. So those attachments, they really make it even for me right now. As he had all this advantage in command, I just get it back really even with those attachments, and from now on I hope to start gaining some ground in economy. Okay, another 2 units drone, so I actually have some more units now in my hand, which makes me more happy to see. Is his initiative. The unit on plan number 1 is exhausted, so it's not really a bad place to come. It's not infested, so it's not going to give me any discounts with the value if I would deploy the digestion pool, really. So my opponent is about to deploy first. Let's see what he will prepare for me first, and then I will make a choice. So I have 6 resources. With the digestion pool I can go back to 5, still be able to reduce the cost of 1 unit by 2, and with the 5 left I'll be able to deploy the Erupting Aberrants and Veil Tendrak or something. So yeah, actually I can deploy all the 3 units except of the Genestealer Prowler, which is good for the ambush. I will definitely keep him in my hand. He doesn't have any command icons as well, so this unit is always kept in kind of reserve for the ambush deployment from the Genestealer ability. So yeah, that's my game plan with the deployment. Plan number 2 looks very secure. I have those 2 powerful units. Cultists have been boosted by that planet ability 2/2, so they actually 5/4 with the attachment on them, which allows me to boost them even more. And obviously the Imgro Genestealer 4/4 is dangerous on itself, so I don't think he will try to come here at all. He will need to figure it out how to get that planet number 1. If his victory condition is the planet number 3 right now, he needs to absolutely gain the advantage on planet number 1 and secure planet number 3 at some point. So I'm really thinking where to put my units and how to respond. Should I go all in? Okay, so Frontline Art Boys go on planet number 3 as a very interesting deployment. So 2 command icons. He is setting them on that planet for, I guess, for the victory condition. So he's still, well, he have only 2 resources left behind. I don't see how he's able to survive. He put that unit on itself. I could really target it and kill it off, but instead I am deploying the digestion pool to give myself the possibility of discount and back to his action, really. 2 resources left. I don't see how he could now impose me any danger with the next deployment, really. Cheap unit, maybe. Another enraged orc. Let's see. He's targeting his pledge support, so he will be deploying an attachment card with the reduced cost of 1, and he's deploying the cyborg buddy onto the Frontline Art Boys. So real green wall. They actually have now 10 HP. Absolutely dangerous, brutal unit. And he deploys another attachment. He searched for attachment, and he actually managed to take another copy of Chain Chopper, which I believe he holds 2 of them on the hand right now. Wow. Okay. Huge, really. Would he consider to place one of those copies on the units? Nazdreg Flash Kid's obvious choice, but I'm talking about Artline, the boys from plan number 3. They loaded with the HP, but do not have a lot of attack value. With that Chain Chopper, they would have 6 attack, so very dangerous. Even in 1 strike, very dangerous for my Warlord. it's a risk to take, but I think if you have 2 copies, he could really waste one. It's actually not a waste, because then I will need to really reconsider any of my commitments if I really even thinking about that planet. First deployment will be with the discount, and I think Val Tendrak, the unique unit that when deployed on infested planet allows you to put a token and 1 token on each adjacent infested planet. So I'm actually getting for 0 unit for 2 free and 3 Termagant tokens, which is really cool. I like to see some crowd, some buddies there. And my opponent decides to deploy Expandable Pwn, so it's a cultist unit. He slightly put it on the deep striking card, so I'm thinking, okay, is the deep striking card is the attachment, or just made it by mistake? I don't know. Expandable Pwn allows you as a interrupt to sacrifice himself for any unit on that or the adjacent planet to prevent 2 damage of assigned to that unit. So this is kind of a shield, mobile shield really, so with the command icon obviously for 1 cost. Expandable Pwn on plan number 1, so he recognized the possibility for me to go over there. I decide to deploy another emergent cultist copy on planet number 3, which equals the command right now. So I am doing exactly the same thing that I did last time. I'm not going to get Azimov to gain any economy, and I am trying to pull away the Nazdreg's attention from first planet as well. And I'm thinking, with that commitment, with that deployment, I'm really not leaving myself a lot behind. He decided to put the train chopper on that green wall, and now I am placing the aberrants on the first planet. So he made to think now why I put the aberrants there. Okay, do I intend to do the same thing? Probably. These units exhausted. He have only cultists ready. He doesn't have a lot on that planet to fight with. So I made to be tempted and to go there. But for me, this deployment is pure decoy. I do not intend to fight on planet number 1, even when if I'm giving away the planet number 1 with the red icon, which is very dangerous to play that way, because I am selling him a victory condition. But I'd noticed that actually I don't need to secure that victory condition in that way, because of the ability of plan number 4. Plan number 4 allows me to switch the non-first planets. So if I win the battle on plan number 4, I will move that planet number 3 further down on position number 4. So his victory condition will be moved away. So the aberrant on plan number 1 is just a decoy to let the Nazdreg go over there. But I am about to go with my warlord on plan number 4 and mess around with the planet order to be able to preserve the game for longer, and finally start getting the advantage from the economy that I placed on the planets. Okay, Azimov is disconnected right now. We'll pause the game for the moment. All back to normal, so we can continue our game. And I decided to commit my warlord on plan number 4 and my synapse on plan number 5. So if the Nazdreg decides to go on planet number 1, as he will make to feel in danger that Aberrant decide to be deployed boldly there, I made to gain a lot more economy this time than Azimov. So that's my game plan, but it's all down to him how he decides to play. Okay, he's choosing his warlord destination, so I'm about to flip. Not yet, still thinking. Okay, he's done, so let's go. As I said, my warlord goes on plan number 4, and my synapse goes on plan number 5 to gain the command over there. And yes, Nazdreg did go for plan number 1, So my decoy on my plan worked perfectly. I am actually gaining the command on planets 2, 4 and 5, which gives me in total 3 cards and 3 resources. Azimov gets only 1 card and 1 resource for the first planet, as planet number 3 is tied with the command icons. I wonder, does he see already what's going to happen? Probably not yet. Probably he's a little bit surprised, but he probably thinks that I just did it for the economy, which is one of the reasons, but not entirely. Okay. So I actually managed to draw 3 copies of the Jesters cards that I could possibly deploy. Or the infested planets is the very useful attachment again, and 2 units. So yeah, really happy about that. I do run a lot of cheap units here to be able to deploy them for nothing or for almost nothing, to use this ability of my warlord and do some surprise deploys during the battle, which is cool, like Tyranids, popping up from the ground during the battle, endless legions or of those bags. They just attacking. You don't see the end. That's the kind of story they represent. So first planet, I have 3 resources, and I'm kind of reconsidering again. I forgot that I do have this attachment in my discard, which gives me 3 attack and -1 HP. I could try to surprise Nazdreg and deal some serious damage to his warlord to really set myself nicely for the next battle, and as much as costly that could look like, I could regain those 2 resources from my planet attachments in the next round. So I decided to ditch that attachment in growth factor to shield this damage, just to make myself to make sure that I will be safe and he's not going to move any damage or have any nasty effects on me. So yeah, I think the deployment from the discard with that attachment is the best choice I can do. Try to deal some damage to his warlord. So I'm paying 2 resources, adding 3 attacks. He's 6 attack, and I'm looking if the Azimov have any actions. He obviously have this expandable pawn cultist in this planet, so he will prevent 2 of that damage. He won't be exactly 6, but still will be left with 4. He's going to be able to kill me, as I have no more shields, but I still think it's worth it, really. To bloody Nazdreg, it's already a half of the success. If the Nazdreg is bloodied, he doesn't really have a lot to say during the battle. So attack for 6, and as I imagine he will sacrifice that cultist. He does, so it's going to be attack for 4, because 2 are prevented from that card ability. So 4 damage goes on, he don't have any shields. And yeah, I have -1 HP, so actually he's not going to be able to kill me because he's only have a 2 attack. I will still be able to survive, which is actually great news. So all cool. I have no actions, he have no actions, so it is his attack. And is he going to decide to stay here with the Nazdreg and deal me 2 damage? Yeah, it's not infested planet, so he shouldn't be afraid about anything else. He does deal 2 damage. I'm not intending to shield it, so I will take the damage. I don't have any shields anyway. And I think that's it. We make ourselves ready, and I'm about to pull back from here because I cannot survive another round. So he stays, I guess. Maybe not with Nazdreg, just in case, but no, he does. I'm not. Okay, I go off, and now he's able to trigger the battle ability of plan number 1, which allows him to put a unit for free on either plan number 5 or HQ. So wonder what he's about to decide. Probably Okay, he does the plan number 5 enraged orc, so that goes for free. Oh, cool, that's fine. He's still trying to even the command. He's doing actually really well in the command. I'm surprised that orcs not really great on that field this time. I'm just because of that plan being triggered twice. I'm finding it a bit difficult to regain the command. I need to pull all my tricks and all misleading tricks. It's fine. Plan number 4, I'm attacking with Termagant first to make sure he's going to get that attack value squeezed. That goes on the Nazdreg flash kids to get 1 damage on themselves. They attacking for 2. My Warlord, I will take that damage. And now I will attack for 2 on the flash kids again. Is he going to shield him? Not sure, maybe. He could shield it and then ready himself to attack me again. He does. Okay, so this is getting a little bit dangerous. He will ready himself and get the attack on my Warlord, but luckily I thought about that with the 1 resource left. I will still be able to finish him off with the Genestealer Prowler. For that occasion I am keeping that card exactly for this. So yes, attack for 2. I'm left with really with 1 HP on my Warlord, really thin, but I am getting here a surprise ambush deployment, and to attack. I don't think he's going to be able to shield, as I see most of the attachment he's running here is actually with 1 shield icon, so the cheap ones. So yeah, he died, which is cool. Ambush deployment worked really well. Ready myself. No actions, so this time I think the plan did work, even if I paid a great cost with my Warlord to get so much damage, and almost sacrificed a unit on plan number 1 and still actually survived and dealt some damage to Nazdreg. I think with all what I did, I actually gained the maximum value of my actions. So just thinking about it, is it worth? No, I need to. There's no way. It's just infestation will stay anyway. There's 2 infestations on both planets. I do not know how exactly it works, but I believe if you're moving a planet, you're moving it with the infestation token as well. It doesn't really make a difference now because both of them, they do have the infestation token, so it won't change anything. I'm just thinking by the theory, if one of them wouldn't be infested, how that would work. But I believe it would go infested. The planet is really infested, so I believe the infestation moves as well. Okay. I do what I said, so I'm changing the planet, as the ability says that I'm allowed to do the non-first planet. Copy the ability of move them around, so I did, and now his winning condition just moved away from that dangerously packed unit. He says, well played, thank you. I actually kind of saw that this is the only chance. There was a possibility that in the next 2 rounds I wouldn't overcome this unit. He will definitely commit over there, ignoring the first planet, and now find myself in trouble trying to beat it. But now I will get the advantage from these attachments on the planet. So first of all, I'm going to get 2 resources for plan number 2. And then I will trigger the 1 on the plan number 3, which allows me to infest the plan number 5. And once this planet is infested, I will trigger the Succulum Infestors to get here. A card. Yeah, it's good. Actually, a card is have a much more sense. I have those attachments still in play, so I probably get some more resources very soon. So the card make it perfectly well. 3rd copy of Ingro Factor. That's a really good draw, really. So all good. Plan number 1 for me seems to be very secure still, and I don't believe that my opponent have any interest to going on that planet at all. Actually, it's a great price to pay for nothing. So all the interest goes about plan number 2, plan number 3, plan number 4. The great thing about this is also that this plan ability allows me to exhaust the unit and keep it exhausted for the next in the next round. So actually, I will be able to exhaust that wall, and with the chain trooper, it will stay exhausted for the whole next combat round, which is really great. So very fortunate for me. My initiative. This time I'm getting a reinforced synaptic network that allows me to create additional synapse from the collection for one round I can play, and that synapse needs to be committed to the ascent planet that my warlord. So I'm thinking now from which synapse I could potentially get the most. And funny enough, I am thinking here there's a 4 infestation tokens. Really, I could remove one of that tokens to trigger the big battle ability. That's the ability of the synapse. I don't remember the name. That seems to be a good choice. Yeah. So I'm playing this event for one, creating a synapse, keening Mao Scepter. That's the one. Just briefly looking on the other ones. There's 2 more totally free Apoca synapse right now. But the 2 new ones as well. But this Mao Scepter is it's tempting. It's really, that's what I want. So yeah, I will deploy him here next to my warlord. He will be the buddy that will not exactly follow my train, but he will definitely go around it. And I'm thinking now to trigger the battle ability, the plan ability of plan number 4. Plan number 4 allows me to remove 4 damage from my units. So if I will be able to send my warlord on plan number 3, which secures my victory condition in the future, with the first taken, that's the second green icon, and the third is already green again. So I would deploy the warlord on plan number 3, but in the meanwhile, Azimov decides to bring the Blood Egg strategists on planet number 2. So he probably planned to transport himself from 2 to 3, which each and every single attack, which makes a great sense, really. Now, if I will over-deploy myself on plan number 2, that will be a wasted deploy. He's just going to move after his attacks on plan number 3 and stays there and wait for me. I need to start deploying units on plan number 3 to secure this stronghold, as this will be the final battle, I believe. So I am ignoring those units on plan number 2, whatever he placed there. Now he decides to use his pledge card support and deploy the attachment with reduced cost, and that's going to be the rocket launcher again. So the Blood Egg strategist is the ranged unit. It's cool. And he's searching 6 cards for another attachment to add it to his hand. Clearly he found something, and that's going to be another copy of the rocket launcher. So a lot of ranged coming my way. Okay. Possibly the green art line points that could be ranged as well. I'm not sure if that's going to make any sense, but yeah. My deployment, spreading Genestealer Brood. I'm putting in plan number 2. Not really sure if that's the best option. I just want to do it. I just want to basically get it killed. Genestealer Broods are good to spread. I have the second one in hand, but I'm thinking this is not really having any value right now. I am preserving the command more likely. I don't want to give him an additional card and additional resource, so I decide to put him on plan number 5. He does have nothing against that, so he decides to make it ready. He doesn't have any more actions. I still have 4 resources, so I'm thinking all those plans are infested. I don't need to deploy anything, so I'll make myself ready as well. So I'm guessing he's going to go for plan number 2. I'm going with my warlord plan number 4 and plan number 5 with my synapse to gain the command over there. So it'll be again a command advantage, massive. He may to go. Not planet number 1, definitely. Maybe planet number 3 to try to make himself ready for the next round. That will make sense. Could be quite dangerous. I do not have any strong units there. So let's see. He did. Wow, he actually went for the plan number 3 as well. So he won't be coming in here with the plan number 2 units. He will definitely try to resolve and set himself on target straight away, which is a really nice move from Azimov. As you see, my original synapse go for plan number 4, and now this mouse scepter plan number 2 really won't give me much. I need to really cure my warlord, so no, I need to commit him on plan number 4 as well, just to trigger his ability. Okay, it's fair enough. That's my choice. I'm getting a command on planet number 1, 3 and 4 with the Gene Stealer harvesters. So in total 2 cards, 5 resources, and only 2 cards for my opponent. So I am way in front with the economy. 9 resources on that time. It's really cool that I do have that ingrow factor already on my hand. Spore sacks, that's something that will be very useful. Deal 1 damage to each unit on the planet and infested. That will be something that is useful for the final battle. So he does not have any actions in the command, so I feel free to trigger the ability of First Planet, which allows me to exhaust the enemy unit. I'm just asking, does he have any actions in combat? No actions from him, so I'm thinking here, obviously I cannot target any of those units that are on plan number 3 because they are exhausted already. But before triggering a planet, I decide to trigger the Synapse ability to clear the infestation from plan number 4 and remove full damage from my units. And actually I will take all 4 from my warlord to leave him on planet on just 1 damage for that action made now, performed right now, is just to secure myself from any brutal canning moves, which allows him to move 2 damage on my unit or anything like that, any tricks that I may not be aware of, just to make sure he's going to stay alive. Now I cleared the infestation token and I'm about to trigger the first planet ability, and I think the exhausting the wall, exhausting the art lines, boys, it makes the most sense. With the chain chopper, they won't be able to ready themselves in the next round, so they'll be switched off from the battle, and that will do all the job really. But also I'm thinking the ranged ability is quite important, and I'm not really sure. You see, the art boys, they will only strike once, and I'm gonna have all those small units. So yes, I'm deciding to tap the Blood Egg strategist instead. Okay, that's another planet, second green icon for myself. So the victory condition goes my way, and that will be the final battle very shortly. But first round on plan number 3, my initiative, I will strike first. Thinking about the actions, should I deploy the attachment and try to I cannot really deploy the Spore Sacks as they're not Gene Stealer really, so that would be really cool to put them here right now, but I cannot. What I can do, I can deploy the Ingrow Factor on my units, the Gene Stealers, and try to boost the attack to kill off the enemy warlord in 1 strike, just in case if you have any shields. So yeah, that's my action. I am deploying this attachment as the ambush ability of Gene Stealer. I'm asking, does he have any actions before I use my one? And if the Azimov, he's hemming, so he may have an action. Okay. Probably yes. Okay. I did not actually consider that he may here to... Oh shit, he did. Brutal Cunning. Move up to 2 damage from target unit you control to target non-elite army unit on the same planet. So he actually moved 2 damage from the Nazdreg on that Gene Stealer Harvesters to kill them off before they boost themselves. Oh shit, so I really lost my unit before it striked, and I lost this beautiful attachment as well. Nice move from Azimov, really well played here. He secured himself. I didn't expect, well, I kind of thought about that before, but I didn't expect that may happen to me right now. So, nice. Second time he really pulls a really beautiful move. I'm thinking now about any other thing I can do. It's to deploy that small unit, but I need to wait for Nazdreg to die. So the first attack I should take is with those prowlers to try to kill this guy at the back, which have the attachment. Really, he's dangerous. For every attack he resolves, he deals 1 damage, 1 unpreventable damage to my unit. I will be, with a lot of small guys, a lot of 1 HP left. It's possible, a real danger. That's, I think, in my opinion, that's the strongest unit he does have right now on the field. So yeah, I have no actions, he have no actions, so that's going to be my attack. And as I planned, really is either Nazdreg or this unit, but I think Nazdreg itself doesn't really bother me. I won't get a lot from blooding him, or I actually won't be able to bloody him anyway. So I decide to attack the Morken Out Recuperator for 2. He have 5 HP or 4 HP, so nah. Shielded, so he get 1 damage. That's fine. I'm asking, does he have any actions? Probably he made to kill my Termagant. If you have 1 shield, he can still survive. 4 cards, you never know. Or if he don't have a shield, that's not important. He will want to target him. He will go for the Aberrants. Oh, Prowlers! Yeah, okay, so he killed Prowlers straight away. Alright, that's an interesting choice. He's done, so I can strike with my attacks. I am about to choose the Termagant token first. Bang! 1 attack, cool, goes through. And now, if he have no actions, I will try to finish it off with my Warlord. And then I may to actually bring this unit as well for 1 attack. So I could actually do it before and see if you have any shields now. Let's attack for 2. He did have a 2 shielder card. Wow, so really, really good. But again, I will surprise him with another ambush deployment and try to finish it off again. This time, for sure. So attack. Does he have any more? Wow, rocket launcher. Yes, he did. I remember that now. So he actually managed to survive. Well done. Okay. Okay. He ready all his units. I ready my units. He do have advantage in attack. He do really have a stronger guys here. I decide to stay with everything. I will pick up the battle and try to deal as much as damage as possible to create a possible future field for that virulent spore sacs, which will deal 1 area damage to all the enemy units. So yeah, he's thinking. I'm really surprised that he's thinking. Maybe he's thinking about should he retreat with that Morken Out Replicator to do not lose him, as I'm clearly targeting that unit first. he didn't. So my attack for a lot, for 6. I don't want to risk any 2 fielder cards, so he goes off, and as per this unit, whenever when attachment you control leaves play from this planet, return it to your hand. Okay. So, alright, so he preserved that attachment. So you still have 1 shield. Okay. Not bad. That means that I need to really get rid of this unit first now. Because it's another nasty reaction I don't like. He's thinking. So that was my attack. Is he going to kill the same unit I just used to attack? Or no, he's going to kill the brood. It's fine. He's dead. 1 brood in this card. Those broods, they keep coming. But that's the game is already in the late stage. It's a bit too late. You need to have them on the beginning to start raising and being annoying. He don't have any action, so it's my attack. I will try to attack for 1 with my Termagant token on that unit. Yep. His attack for 2. Probably that was a mistake. Probably I should attack for 2 straight away with Nazdreg, but he have a shield, so no. My aberrants go off, and now I'm trying to finish it off with the Warlord. Yes, he dies. And all that's left for him is the Nazdreg attacks for 2 on my Warlord, which is fine. I'm going to take it. Okay. We ready? He's ready. Now I think this is the moment where I should really fall back to HQ. I already dealt some damage. I already killed the most important guys. He decides to stay, obviously. I don't want to do this. I'm gonna go. So he have 3 cards. I have 3 cards. So I didn't give him any chance to use the shield. So he's actually unable to trigger the battle ability. The question is, does he wants to clear the infestation or not? He decides to do. So yeah, okay. Infestations goes off, and that's about it. So I need to remove my synapse, and I can trigger the HQ actions for the attachment. First I will infest the adjacent planet from here, so I infest it, and I will take 1 resource from that planet, and secondly I will again now I can actually infest the adjacent planet from the synapse ability. Finally, I used it 2nd time. Not really great work this game, but for now it's actually going to give me 2 resources as I can trigger this attachment. So it could change a lot if you think about it. That's fine. I need those resources. I have 10 of them already. I have 10 of them already. I drone the harvesters, and I drone another 2 copies of units. That's a good news. So finally I'm getting some army in my hand. The Blood Egg strategist, I believe they tapped. They not ready. Seems that we didn't remember about that, which is quite funny. Okay. Anyway, it's his initiative. I have quite a few good units coming to the last battle, so I'm really start to thinking what he will do. Obviously, the Blood Egg strategist, they ability will allow him to move around and set himself on the final battle with both of those units that are present on plan number 1. So he has some difficult choices. I'm kind of watching this video after the game, and now I see we didn't tap that Blood Egg strategist, which could potentially do some difference, but well, it's too late. Fairly equipped commander deployed on plan number 1. None from Deep Strike, straightforward. He gets +1 HP for each attachment, so he do not place him on the plan number 2. He actually wants to have 3 units here to transport all of his troops and kill those guys on plan number 1. My deployment, Spore Sacks, they could actually do some damage here on this planet, really. These are 3 units, so yeah, there's actually a lot of guys here, so I can trigger his ability and try to, wound some of those guys. It's actually cool. So, and I have the invasive Gene Stealer as well that could come as the ambush and give them -1 HP to some of the units. Now the guy that he deployed, he gets the attachment from the pledge ability on this count, so he gets +2 attack, and whenever he does have the attachment, he actually gets +1 HP as well. Lucky Warpaint attachment, wow, that's something that you don't see very often. I used to run it in my old Nazdreg deck to secure this sick build on Artline Art Boys. I wonder if Azimov was looking into my deck thread from the Nazdreg list, but I never saw that card that someone actually played against me. Immunity for enemy events, really cool. So Harvesters, they will go for plan number 2. That's my deployment, and it's for free. Discounted by 2, cost me 0, so really cool. Azimov have 2 resources left, so I wonder, any more cheap units, anything? No, nothing. Thinking. So there it is, Lucky Warpaint onto that fat bastard. Yeah, okay, so he secured himself from any routing, any difficult surprises. That's okay. I decide to put that copy of the nesting chamber, which allows me to infest the planet with 2 Gene Stealer unit. It's purely to bring it back to infestation. If you're allowed to clear the infestation of planet number 2 or something, I just will be able to bring it back again, which is okay. He has no more actions, so I am left with the Prowlers and the invasive Gene Stealers and 11 resources. Sick amount, really, but I will commit all my army to planet number 2 and avoid planet number 1 at all costs. I will move my Synapse over there as well, so Nazdregs won't be able to even the command icons with my wall. That will actually gain the bonus from the Harvesters as well. So yeah, he's still thinking about his choice. I don't think he's going to go for plan number 1. He will feel secure over there. He's going to go for 2 or 3 just to keep the Nazdreg's ability for the final battle. Yeah, it is plan number 3. So actually the best choice he could do, because that will allow him to take full damage of his unit as well. Really nice. But I am getting here 2 resources and 1 card, and he's actually getting 3 cards, 1 resource. So not the best command for myself, but I needed to do it that way to be able to preserve and be ready for wow. Okay, the 1 card I actually drawn, it was the Goliath Rock Grinder, the most expensive elite unit I'm running in this deck. Goliath Rock Grinder is a really cool new Epocha card that allows you, whenever it kills the enemy unit by its own attack, it generates the amount of tokens equal to the value of the enemy unit killed. So this Herald, this WAG guy, is actually worth 4. I could possibly generate 4 tokens from that Goliath attack, so I need to manipulate my attacks the way to make it most probably for myself to kill it. So cool. Actions from Azimov is have none. I am deciding to play it safe. I don't want to see any other movements, anything tricky. I am about to boost my HP for 1 resource for another 2. Yep, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna keep this guy safe. I want him to survive. I want him to be able to raise from the ground, survive the strong attack, and still be able to strike. I have a lot of cash which I'm about to use, so I'm not about to waste that cash. So I'm ready for those guys that will be coming in now. Azimov will probably move the Hardline boys, the Plot X strategists after the attack. So it's going to be a tough choice for me, but I need to waste another resource to get another 2 HP. Now I'm actually about to trigger the ability of that unit in a combat action, infesting the planet. It's already infested, but I'm dealing 1 damage to all enemy units, so that gives the 2nd damage of that commander with the corn chain axe. And he has no actions. Now I will deploy the Gene Stealers to steal the 1 HP from that commander to let him die. So he actually pulled the Train Axe back in his hands from the equipped commander. I'm wondering how he could do so as the unit died. But he noticed that it's actually interrupt. So yeah, okay, that's fine. Arc, I agree. Okay, no problem. See, the attachment goes back in his hand. He's getting another additional shield. I'm getting an additional HP point. So a bit more difficult for him to actually win the battle, as the Artline Art Boys, they won't be able to ready themselves after first attack. So, the small guys, they will eat him alive. This is something this is something I didn't even plan for. I was so focused on the plan number 2 that I didn't really take into account that I can finish him off. And that's fine. I still pay 1 resource to boost another 2 points, as I believe they're going to move away. He doesn't want to win the game. He doesn't want to win the battle there. He wants to secure my victory condition, or secure the final ground. I have no more actions, so it's down to him. It's his initiative, so he'll attack first. The Training Chopper is the 6th attack. Really strong hit. He would insta-kill one of my units, definitely. Luckily for me, there's a lot of them with a small value, small spread, so he needs to really take his Blood Axe strategist and keep him alive to be able to fight him off. Impossible. He won't be able to move. As he's going to move, he's going to get smashed on the next plan as well. So far, I think it looks really well. At this point, I'm confident. He obviously attacks with the Art Boys first for 6. I just reminded myself at this point actually that the Blood Axe strategist, he's with the rocket launcher, so he's ranged, so he needs to attack first. So yeah, I am putting my unit back and allow him to strike first. Either that I didn't notice that he's the Blood Axe strategist, he's supposed to be tapped from the previous battle ability, but that's fine. So the first ranged attack, the illegal one, and it will be the Blood Axe strategist attacking, of course, and they will go for my Gene Stealer, surprisingly. So 2 damage here. He still have 2 HP, so not really sure if that meant to be that way, but now he's attacking with the Hardline Boys. He didn't really use the ability of the Blood Axe, so he didn't really move on the next planet. I think he's afraid of all that army that I managed to consolidate over there. So okay. I cannot attack the Blood Axe. I need to keep fighting with that wall, really. It has a 10 HP, so I won't be able to kill it unless I will boost myself with my attachment again. So I will give another free attack to my Veiled Tendrak. It's going to be hitting for 5. to be able to kill that wall, I need to really do whatever I can. So yeah, that's my plan. Actions. He have no actions. I have no actions. He. So it's 2 HP. Wow, he do have another copy of Brutal Cunning, so he will do it to me again. He will move 2 damage and kill my unit. So all this effort for nothing. I won't be able to kill the wall. He moved the damage away from himself, and wow, I'm totally surprised now. I'm actually thinking this is not over. Azimov actually pulled another trick on me, and he's gonna take this planet. I won't be able to kill him. And wow, I need to keep attacking the wall. I cannot even kill the Blood Axe right now, so I am finished here, really. I cannot do nothing. You see, that's the class of the player he is. He's the very dangerous opponent. I wouldn't expect this to see now, and he made himself ready. For me, there's no really... No, Gene Stealers, they would die. Tokens, they would die. I decided to stay. Just to kind of tempt him. Maybe he's going to move that plot strategist finally on the next planet, but no, he decides to attack, didn't trigger the ability, so all the temptation for nothing, that's fine. And I'm about to attack with my token. There's obviously just 1 damage on the wall, because I cannot even wound their bloody strategist. So I actually lost this Gene Stealer. I suppose to fall back. That wasn't the best decision from me. Small mistake, but it's fine. Yep. Attack with the Termagant token. He actually shielded that one. Wow. Okay. Really surprised. He makes himself ready. I'm gonna go off. I'm not gonna fight anymore here. Okay, so just to explain what happened, that Azimov, unfortunately, he captured the planet, and that as I switched the location of the planets before, he actually took out the planet that I had in the middle instead of the first planet, so we were forced to kind of bring it back from hand, but it's all okay, the game continues, we all straight out. Okay. I'm sorry for that. Let's go back to the game. Okay. Harold Wag left on his own with 2 HP left. I'm planning to use my Rock Grinder to... Do not let him to use the shield. I want to bring the Rock Grinder here to kill this guy with his attack and to be able to bring 4 Termagant tokens. So my cunning plan is to hit with the Synapse first to deal 1 damage, leave him on 1 HP, and then pay 5 resources for the Goliath to bring him in. So even a 2 shielder won't stop my attack. Yeah, so that's the attack. I dealt 1 damage to his units. I'm waiting myself, waiting ready. His attack. Actually, if I attack for free, I could really kill him, and he already used the free shoulder, so it wasn't necessary, but still. I lost the Harvesters, and now I deployed the Rock Grinder as a Gene Stealer unit, and I will attack for free. Yeah, he's actually getting at 2 HP when he's on the infested planets. He's actually 3-7. He's very, very powerful unit that can potentially bring more tokens in the game. This is really cool. What the hell he just did? So actually, Azimov has an action, and he used a Painpoint Surgery action. Target an Orky unit you control. Reveal the top card of your deck. If it's an eligible attachment, put it into play attached to this unit. Otherwise, deal 1 damage and put the card on the bottom of your deck. Repeat it until you reveal an eligible attachment or the unit is destroyed. Then shuffle your deck. So he will either keep dealing damage to himself in order to look for the attachment, or he will bring the attachment. And this is actually a tricky move, because he probably is a unit, it's not attachment, so he will deal damage, take his unit, and his unit is going to die. My Goliath's going to be useless. Excellent play. I'm really impressed about that move. That was awesome. I misplayed the previous attack with the Synapse. It should be Goliath straight away. I wouldn't give him a chance to do it twice. Maybe he could find the attachment, but wow, I am absolutely really stunned with what he just pulled off. Another trick from Azimov that left me like with mouth open. So wow, okay. I will trigger the planet ability as he have no more actions. The planet ability, despite of the screen says, it was that you can draw 3 cards if you have less cards than your opponent. So first of all, I need to bring back the infestation token because it was there. As we discarded the planet, it just disappeared. But then I will trigger the ability, ignoring this old planet that's visible right now, and I will get 3 cards. Okay. Just asking if he had any actions before that. Absolutely nice move, Azimov. I am still like impressed. Okay, 3 cards. Imgrol, Gene Stealer, and Reinforced Synaptic Network. That's a good card. That will be definitely useful for me in the final battle. I am really pleased to see all of that. Third copy of these boards, not really changing anymore. Nothing. It's just a shield. Maybe even the Reinforced Synaptic Network is just a shield. I'm just going to keep 6 resources with the discount to be able to deploy both army units that I have in my hand right now. So he decides to, he basically killed my unit, and then he decides to remove 4 damage from the Art Boys. So the Art Boys, they will be almost cleared. They have only 1 damage, so 9 HP left. They're really strong. And Nazdreg cleared infestation from plan number 5, so I won't get another 2 resources. I will be able to do the HQ action from the attachment and infest that planet, and then use the Saculum infestors to get the bonus from the planet, which will be the resource right now. I really need it. So yeah, that's it is. Cool. And yeah, I need to remove the 6 HP that I had on this boosted unit, so I kind of paid all of it for nothing. But he did not move with this Blood Axe strategist and the wall on me. I was thinking he will, but he didn't. So okay, maybe that boosting actually prevented that landing. So okay, we get a turn. I receive the Gene Stealer Harvesters again. Some supports that I won't be using anymore. But as you see, I have already 3 strong units and 2 tokens on that planet. Situation looks really good for me. We'll be able to probably bring another copy of the Imgrol Gene Stealer, so that's gonna go my way. I'm thinking with the reduced cost, it will go for free, and then I can put the Harvesters again. And with all these commands, I will gain the resource from that planet, and still be able to put the Gene Stealer Prowlers. So actually, all 3 units will potentially go into battle as well. So yeah, that's a lot of tyrannies to overcome. I'm still reconsidering if actually it's worth to bring another Synapse in play to try to change some effects. I cannot really do the same Synapse twice. I need to choose a different one, so I'm unable to go for plan number 2 to pull the same trick off again and remove full damage. Obviously the first and the obvious choice for me is to deploy the strongest unit, the second copy of Imgrol Factor, Gene Stealer Imgrol on that planet with the reduced cost of 2, so actually only for 3. I still have 2 resources left. That'll be enough for the Harvesters. He decides to put the Flash Gates, totally fine. I'm kind of wondering, did he use the Chain Chopper already, or still the second copy is there? That Synapse choice is tempting. Is but it doesn't really give me a lot. I think with all the value I have in play, I can leave that event as a shield and just deploy the Gene Stealers, or even keep them for the ambush. So fine. He decides to deploy the attachment, deal 1 damage to Gits, so that's the chain corn axe, plus 2 damage on his flash Gits, and obviously searching for another attachment card, which is another chain axe. Wow, really nice. He's gonna get another one, that will be dangerous. Oh, he used his support already. I have no more actions in deploy. So it's down to him. It's actually a mistake. I should put those harvesters and still take that economy boost and take that additional card for myself. That's fine. He deployed a card in reserve, so that will be it. You have no resources. Obviously, I go for plan number 1 with all my Synapse and my Warlord. Obviously, the Ingro Gene Stealers, they are getting a +2 attack for the Warlord being present and +2 HP for Synapse being present, so they actually both 6/6. The Goliath Gogrinder is 3/7, and the Cultists, which are in play from the beginning, they are actually 5/4. So 5/4, yeah. So really cool. I have some tokens, I have my Warlord, Synapse, I have enough firepower to really deal with what's in front of me. The battle is about to start, we have no actions in command, it's my initiative, it's going to be first. He's asking, do I have any actions before Deep Strike, and I'm thinking, you know what, I won't be, I see he's Deep Striking already, that's fine. After attachment card is discarded, Deep Strike, okay, cool, not really any danger. I'm thinking here, before I'm gonna get snapped with my Warlord, before I will lose the ability of deploying the Gene Stealer units on the infested planet, I should really put them on the battle straight away, just to be safe. So Harvesters and the Prowlers both should be deployed right now, before we start exchanging the blows. So first the Harvester, bang. If there's no actions, the Prowler as well, bang. Okay. And now we have no action, that'll be my attack. And I think the first, I need to get rid of the Art Line boys, really. They have 9 HP, so I will need to keep attacking for 6. I tried to go with Gits, but no, actually Art boys straight away, I reminded myself. So attack for 6. Well, okay. He's brutal, but he won't be able to ready himself. So he's switched off from the battle, really. He won't be able to hurt me. I have no actions. He does not have any actions, so it's going to be his attack. This flash kits they have with the 4/5 attack. So he should strike first. He won't be able to kill the Imgro factors. He decided to strike into my Warlord. Bloody him. That's fine for 5. There's a kind of wasted attack value. I don't believe that makes any difference anymore. It's actually fine. I pull away the bloody Warlord and just keep my units alive to keep attacking, keep striking. So yeah, he's bloodied. And I'm about to attack with another. Should I go with the Rock Grinder on the wall? No, I'm gonna attack solid. I'm gonna go with the big unit onto that wall for 5 to finish him off. Yeah, wait for his attack. So now he's a Warlord of the small guy. Probably the Warlord could kill me off. But